Sunday morning, and I'm out on some public, and I've got a distant gobble. I'm starting to work toward it, but I don't want to go blowing through the woods because it's still pretty early. Maybe there's one closer, but I do need to start moving in that direction if I'm going to do anything at all with that bird. Get my face mask on here in a few minutes. This oak flat back here is absolutely beautiful, but I don't see the scratching I'd love to see for whatever reason. I heard him again, but he's a good ways on private. I'm right here on the boundary. So I'm working closer toward that gobble when I come across this big stone fence post on the private, and just 100 yards up is a hen. But the gobbler's up in that valley somewhere. So I'm just trying to call, and it looks like she's just waiting for him over there. So I found a good setup and started calling, and nothing. So I've decided to start walking this fence line and go to the very back corner of this public. Because I mean, I'm kind of committed at this point. I'm way back here. But I just heard him gobble up on the private, but up on the ridge. Kind of hoping maybe he works this ridge down, comes onto my side of the fence, or at least maybe just get over here a little ways and maybe come across another bird, try to get him off of the private. I'm standing on the boundary, public and private, and he's up this ridge, I don't know, 300 or 400 yards. That was him right there. I don't know if the mic's picked it up, but right after the woodpecker, he gobbled up there. So I'm just going to hit the box call a little bit, see what happens. Well, I think he knows we're here. He's probably got himself a nice strut zone up there or something. He's not short on gobbling this morning. Now if I could just get him down here. Well, at least he's letting me keep tabs on him. One thing that's in my favor is the property boundary. There's no fence right here. It's a cut through the woods. And there's a sign right there. So there's no obstacles if he decides to come. That one was closer. There's another one or two over there just now. I don't know if that was my bird or the other two.
Time to get serious, pull the face mask over my nose. He goes silent on me, so I try to relocate him. He's still silent, so I'm kind of scanning around for him. And then I see him. He's on my left, he moves left to right and goes behind something, allowing me to shift.
I saw this on the hunting public. They said if you pet their belly, they'll stop flopping. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Guys. Public land bird here in Missouri. They have been kicking my butt. The minute they come off the roost, they're not even talking. Oh my goodness. Let me get this mouth call put away. I left the other camera at the tree. I'm probably all up in your face because this one's set to narrow. I apologize. This dude was down this ridge calling. He's gobbling, so I just answer him once in a while, or even try to get him to answer me every once in a while. And then I just stopped for a while and said, okay, it's time for the silent treatment. And he came from the ridge and came down this way, and then he came up. He crossed over the public boundary over here, which I was worried if he actually came straight down the ridge. I was only just inside the boundary. And so I was trying to call when he was over here to kind of make him seem like, you know, I'm out that way, to make him come across and not go up and across or skirt the boundary and peg me right over there. Unbelievable. There were one or two more further back in there, and I think he heard them, and that kind of made him commit to having to come. Otherwise, they might get me, the hen. That kind of seemed to be the breaking point. When they started off, it seemed like he got a little more aggressive. Well, his chest is bare. I think that means he's been mating a lot, I think. But look at those wingtips. A lot of strutting on this guy. Nice beard. Nice beard. Oh, that'll do. He's going to go over 20. Let me go get my other camera and we'll take a look at this guy. There goes another gobble over there. So here we go. Missouri Eastern for this year. This is day 7 of hunting. Day 7 of hunting. But boy, I tell you what, this is a nice bird. You know, I passed on the Jake a few days ago, and that Jake was really nice. As far as Jakes go, that was a big one. He's going to be a big boy next year. I certainly never regretted that decision. I've killed a Jake or two in Missouri, and I'm kind of going to give him a pass under most circumstances these days. And I'm glad I did, because look at this guy. I got to go out. Beautiful public land out here. Private's right behind me. I'm kind of on the boundary right here. I was set up over there. Shot him off that log, 25 steps. Once again, this couldn't have happened without a little bit of
intel from a nice little birdie. Bart's uncle got one out in this vicinity yesterday and said there was a second one gobbling. Well, I'm still hearing more gobbling out here, so there's more birds, but mostly it starts to get private that way. But I got this guy. I pulled him off with my calling skills, which are quite lacking. Pulled him off of public or private land onto the public, had him looking for me. Once he got close, he shut up, and I thought, I'm either busted and he's gone, or he's really looking for me and he's not gonna talk. Because I kind of kept expecting him to blow up just on the other side of this hill, because I can't hardly see 25 yards from where I was. Not my greatest setup, but everything else was so far back in there, and there's so much of these kind of short trees that I kind of thought he was going to come off of this area behind me where it's a little more sparse. So I was trying to set up back there to cover this, but he came up kind of through a little bit thicker stuff and then crossed the boundary down here and then kind of came up toward me. So anyway, I'm kind of rambling. This has been quite another butt-kicking hunt here. I'm a good ways in, so it's going to take me a little ways to get out. I'm going to text Bart and Jeff, let them know what's up, and pack this guy up and get out of here. Oh. That one's a chunk. Like I said, I am a ways back here, and this little guy is eating me up. It's just braided 550 cord that's been gutted, so there's no fluffiness or thickness to it. I'm trying to keep it on this shoulder pad, but I'm going to take a minute here in the cedars and then switch sides with that guy. The cedars mean I'm about halfway back to the car. $23.6. Told you that was a chunk. Well, I figure I'm just going to sit here a minute and enjoy myself. Bart will be out in a few minutes, and we'll get to the bird here shortly. I figure I'll have a second one of these for the day. Eat a complete cookie and just look at them a minute. Relax.